The rumble of motorcycle engines echoed through the small town of Willow Creek that warm Saturday afternoon. A group of bikers, rough in appearance but loyal to one another like brothers, had pulled over at Marty's Diner for lunch. They were known as the Iron Shields, a name that scared most people before they even said hello. Leather jackets, tattoos, and beards made them look like trouble, but beneath that hard shell lived men who had seen life's cruelty and carried compassion for those who needed protection. As the men parked their bikes, laughter filled the air, until a sudden scream shattered everything. "Help! Please, someone help!" Everyone turned. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8, sprinted barefoot down the dusty street, tears streaking her face. She was gasping for air, clutching a small stuffed rabbit to her chest as if it were her only lifeline. "Whoa, whoa, easy there, sweetheart," said Cole, the leader of the group, kneeling in front of her. His voice, deep and gravelly, softened instantly. "What's wrong?" "They're beating my mama," she cried, trembling uncontrollably. "Please. Please help her. He's gonna kill her." The world froze. Without hesitation, Cole looked back at his men. "Let's ride." In seconds, engines roared to life. The little girl climbed onto the back of Cole's bike, clutching his vest tight as they tore down the road. Dust kicked up behind them as the rest followed, 10 roaring machines charging toward danger. The girl pointed with her tiny hand toward an old house at the edge of town. Even before they stopped, they could hear shouting, a man's voice full of rage and a woman's scream that sent chills through their bones. Cole didn't knock. He kicked the door open. Inside, a large man stood over a woman curled on the floor, his hand raised to strike again. Before he could move, Tank, the biggest biker of the crew, grabbed him by the collar and slammed him against the wall. "You think it's brave to hit a woman?" he growled. The man's eyes widened with terror as the bikers surrounded him. Cole didn't even speak, his silence was scarier than any words. They dragged the man outside, ensuring he wouldn't raise another hand that day. The woman, bruised and shaking, tried to stand. "Please, don't hurt him. He's drunk," she whispered, her voice trembling more from fear than loyalty. Cole knelt beside her. "Ma'am, we're not here to hurt anyone," he said gently. "We're here to help." The little girl ran to her mother, wrapping her arms around her tightly. "Mama, I was so scared," she sobbed. Her mother hugged her back, crying too, whispering, "It's okay, baby, it's okay now." Cole took out his phone and called the sheriff, a friend who understood that sometimes justice arrived on 2 wheels before it came in a badge. Within minutes, the authorities came and took the man away. But the bikers didn't leave. They stayed with the woman and her daughter, helping them gather what little they owned into bags. The old house was falling apart, holes in the wall, shattered glass, empty fridge. Cole's jaw tightened. "You're not staying here tonight," he said. They took the mother and daughter to the Iron Shields clubhouse, not a dark bar full of smoke, but a converted old garage the bikers had rebuilt with their own hands. They gave the woman clean clothes, warm food, and a safe bed. For the first time in a long time, the little girl smiled, watching the rough men who looked like outlaws gently braid her doll's hair, share jokes, and promise her that no one would ever hurt her mama again. Days passed. The mother, whose name was Grace, found her strength again. She told Cole her story, how she had no family left, no money, and nowhere to go. Her husband had become violent after losing his job, and she'd stayed for the sake of her daughter. But that day, when he raised his hand again, fate sent her a miracle, a pack of bikers with hearts bigger than their engines. The Iron Shields didn't just rescue her that day. They changed her life. Cole found her a job at Marty's Diner. The crew helped repair an old trailer for her and the girl, painting it bright blue, the little one's favorite color. But the story didn't end there. A few months later, Grace walked into the clubhouse carrying a cake with, "Thank you, my heroes," written on top. "You didn't just save us, she said with tears in her eyes. You gave us a reason to believe in people again. The bikers, who had faced everything from wars to heartbreak, couldn't hide their emotion. Even Tank wiped his eyes. Cole smiled, ruffling the little girl's hair. You know, he said, the world judges us for what we look like. But it's not what's on your jacket that matters, it's what's in your heart. That day, the Iron Shields weren't just bikers, they were angels in leather. As the sun set over Willow Creek, the roar of their motorcycles faded into the distance once more. But the echo they left behind, of courage, compassion, and hope, stayed forever in the hearts of one mother and her child. And if you're watching this story right now, remember, heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes, they ride Harleys. So if this story touched your heart, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it, because kindness, just like the rumble of a motorcycle, can travel farther than you think.